Well, today I got something special. It is my Tamiya Brat. So we're going to take a look at this, and then we're going to take it outside and drive it. I've done a mod on it that maybe you haven't seen before, so we'll take a look at that when I take the body shell off. So stick around. Today we're looking at the Subaru Brat from Tamiya. So here it is. First thing, of course, the paint job. Now this is not box art, as it's metallic orange. I love painting these hardshell Tamiyas, hardshell RCs. They are not the easiest thing in the world to paint. It's funny, people say, oh, these are easier to paint because you paint the outside, but it's so easy to get dust and debris. It's probably not going to show up, but there's like a little cat hair there stuck to the shell. Especially when you sand them, they become kind of electrostatically charged and they attract dust. Even if most of my cleaning, there's always a piece of hair stuck somewhere. Now, as far as the body goes, I painted it a metallic orange, and it has a full can of clear coat, glossy clear coat on top. You might notice the front bumpers, I was going to do them silver, but actually I thought it looked good with the orange to go flat black and match that into the grille, and same on the back. I think the black bumpers look better. The strips on the side, of course, are hand painted, as are things like the Subaru logos. I did this in silver as well, the four-wheel drive. All in all, a beautiful body. You'll notice on the back, I did paint this part of the glass. I noticed on some builds, like RC Kicks, he just left the full plastic. I don't know why. He did a lot of work to make his bar look nice, but then he didn't paint the plastic. It is a little hard for the paint to hold there, and you will see on this side a little bit of kind of discoloration over here. That happened with the primer, so everything was primered first. So let me pull the body off, 3 clips. As far as the decal scheme, the decals that came with it didn't look good with the orange. The gold decals and orange is just too much of a similar color, so I left those off. Oh, I think the paint built up inside that hole. If you look on the inside, I did a bit of orange on the inside. Could have added more, doesn't really matter. Beautiful. I think it looks great in orange, and I think the whites really pop. I painted my driver figure, did him in blue. And as far as the decal work, I did use the four-wheel drive decal up front. It's kind of ironic, as the real Subaru is four-wheel drive, but this one is 2. But I just put Subaru on the side. On the very back, I put the Brat four-wheel drive, and there's those painted logos again. I painted the lights. There are stickers, but this kit comes with a clear body, and I think those stickers were meant for the clear body. Now, underneath, pretty standard Brat. What have I changed? Well, full ball race. And I put a Tamiya dirt tuned motor in instead of the silver can. I'm running the OMG 20 kilogram servo, which should be more than enough power for this. But at the front, I have shock absorbers, dampers. These are from RC Channel. Now, RC Channel is a Taiwan company. They make lots of metal mods for older Tamiya re-release kits. These shocks required several steps. One is you had to drill holes in these brackets in order to attach the shock. The second thing is you didn't have to build them, but you had to drill and tap holes. So the drilling and tapping, you need a tap set. So you had to tap a hole here and tap a hole here. This one had to be drilled. What they do is give some dampening to the front. There's no springs in them. It's the same central spring of the ORV chassis. Internally here, there's a spring, but it adds some dampening. So we can take a look. You can see there's no bounce in the front end. So this should actually improve the performance of this very old Tamiya kit. As for the rest of the build, it's the same basic chassis as your Frog or your Blackfoot or your Monster Beetle or Mud Blaster. They're all the same chassis. Of course, the Monster Beetle and those vehicles have front shocks and they have a tall piece in here, whereas this one does not, as the standard ORV. I didn't do any mods with the transmission. If you watch my Blackfoot video, I put in a aftermarket gear system and clutch. This one I just left it standard. I don't really think I'll be doing a lot of driving with this. It's gonna be a shelf queen, more or less, because these hard bodies, all you gotta do is roll them once. And when you roll them once, there goes your paint, there goes everything. And maybe you crack it as well. So I don't think I'll drive this a lot, especially since it's so pretty looking. I will be running 2S LiPo. I have the battery charged. Here is the battery, just a 4,000 milliamp. Nice thin pack. These soft packs will fit in these old trays quite easily. To accommodate that, I added more foam. So that can just peel off. It's just double-sided tape. That's to keep that battery nice and tight when we are driving. So that's the car. The most work of this entire build was the shell. So that's one consideration as well. So I probably put about 12 hours into the shell, and you can build the rest of the car probably in 3 or 4 hours if you really get down to it. The only thing that took a while for the chassis was setting up that front suspension system, and it cost quite a bit. So if you're in the market for stuff from RC Channel, you can look at their website in Taiwan. Things are dear, like things are expensive. So I think I paid nearly as much money for these shocks and attachments as the entire kit cost. So that's something to consider. I do have another Tamiya and I want to get the RC Channel material for it, but it cost me more than the car. Now I do have another build coming up with some RC Channel upgrades, and that'll come up in a few weeks, I hope. It's in a box over there, and it's also a hard body, and I bought some more upgrades for that. So I'm quite happy with the material from them. I think the dirt tune motor, I think that will suit this chassis quite well. I love the tires from Tamiya. I love the 3-piece wheels. I think this is a beautiful chassis. If you haven't built an ORV, one of these classic Tamiya off-road chassis, I highly suggest it. If you're a first-time builder, I don't suggest building the Brat just because the body it's so much work. If we look underneath, we'll see the front and the back are actually separate pieces. They're put on with a bracket. The roll bar, of course, is a separate piece. Driver, separate piece. This back window slides in and you glue it. That's a separate piece. The top windows. So there's lots of different pieces, lots of screws, and lots of opportunity to kind of screw up things like your paint. Alright, so we're going to take this out, we're going to drive it. We're not going to bash it. I'm really excited to drive this one around. We're going to take it easy, and I hope I don't roll it. So there's one thing I didn't mention. The gearing, it comes with optional gearing. I can't remember the gearing I put in it. I actually built this chassis like 2 months ago. I think I just go with middle usually, so middle gears, middle spurs, middle pinions. So that's what we're running. It's all powered up. Sounds good. Right on the pavement. Sure it's working. we had a few scrapes. We've lost some paint. Lost some paint, some paint, some paint, some paint, some paint, and some more paint. So the thing with hard bodies is the only time they're going to look perfect is when you're done painting them. If you did a perfect job, and it takes an extreme amount of time to get a perfect job, and then when you actually drive them, unless you just put them around, you're going to end up anytime you roll over. That's why I didn't fill these cracks and then paint this bar. I figured it would just go first, and it would have. All in all, though, we haven't cracked the body, which is nice. It performs quite well. I mean, the ORV chassis is definitely a good chassis. That suspension is definitely, I don't know if it's springing back as much as it did at the beginning, but it is definitely better front suspension than stock suspension. My wheels are a bit cockeyed. I did bend this steering rod. It's still bent. I tried to bend it back, so my wheels are a bit off. ORV, Tamiya, Subaru Brat, 4-wheel drive in a 2-wheel drive kit. I love it. This is actually quite fun. When I built it, I was thinking this wouldn't be good for young kids. This would just get damaged. It probably would be too slow. I think it's with the dirt tune motor and 2S LiPo. I think it's running at a fine speed. It is actually really enjoyable. Any faster, and I think it would roll over a lot more, especially with these sharp edged tires. I do love these wheels though. I do love these tires. Just love the look of it. And I think in orange, it looks better than box art. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is better than box art? I think it is. I definitely think it is. That is some slick, even with the scrapes. It's a very slick looking car. I'm glad I built it, and I hope you enjoyed watching it get rolled and smashed and all around. So till next time, I thank you for watching and subscribing and liking the video. If you did all those things, great. If you didn't, well, thumbs down to you. Alright guys, I'll have more videos coming. I'm actually in the beginning stages of filming 3 videos. They'll be coming soon, so stay tuned for those, and have a great day.